Well, hello and welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead and see what we can get into. We're going to do a little bit of this Art Bell, and we'll be doing Coast to Coast AM. So enjoy the stream.
Listening to the best of Art Bell. From the Hunter and the great American Southwest, I bid you all good evening, New York. Good morning, as the case may be, across all the time zones. I'm Newark. So from New York City, second old lane, here is Dr. Malachi Martin. For a very long time, I've been on a search for some sort of proof of life after death. Here is some reason who calls himself the Orient Bear. There's going to be the biggest weapon fighting of the 8th century. You won't have one of those on the networks. What I heard earlier today, when I talked to you, Lawrence, I thought was horrifying. You said, you told me, I guess you listened to me at night because you can't sleep at night anyway, is that right? Because things, entities, something, you don't want to go so far as to gouge at your eyes. All right. How long has this been going on? Approximately 3 years. 3 years. You've been living in a haunted house for 3 years. How did it begin? Well, it was Saturday evening, and we got home and came up at my house. Wait a minute, let me get this straight. You sold a piece of, you said timber? What, land with timber? Yeah, I have property. It's not on the timber off. Oh, you, so in other words, you still own property, but you allowed them to cut the timber. Right. Gotcha. 1 week later, it begins. Yeah. What began to happen? Well, first of all, I was letting them live. And the last time, she got on the end of the man. May I stop you and ask you, are you married? No, you divorced, sorry, so you live alone? I do now, the problem, I do have a mother that was in it, and the guy, 100 feet left. That's what the little thing, she had dollars. That's what my daughter is, and I had dollars. Oh my God, well, this is really, ruined your life then, hasn't it? Right. All right, anyway, so here you are a week later, your hands hanging off the bed, which a lot of people do when they're asleep. Were you awake or asleep? I was definitely awake. I just laid down 3 minutes from my bed and slept awake. What happened? That's all. So my first second, that made me real. And I immediately took the right hand. Left hand was laying out on the edge of the bed, and I took my right hand and dropped his left while that happened. Natural reaction. That's what you try to do. Of course, you reach right around immediately, and you couldn't grab anything. But you know what? Was the pressure still on your left hand? Released off my left hand. All right, it was better than. Hold on here. I'm here. Yeah, something like that. Oh, did you do that? See, I would not do that. I didn't clear, you know what, was, and so I wouldn't have done that, but you did that, and you put the other around. You know, okay. And disabled, all right. You obviously have to stop it. And so then what? I mean, where did this go? For 3 years, a long time. Hit you on the hand. I say he, I was at he, or maybe he covered everything. I didn't think the task, you call the ghost task. That's how you do anything in life. With rumble noises like that little cartoon character. Rumbling noises? Yeah. Sort of modern where you couldn't understand himself, like, but then either Indian or Latin or something, but it wasn't English. So I see it. Okay, I think we should. English. And I traveled there with my local well. Because it was doing the flight before, I realized it was they call it a home. That's what out there. Over there, what now? Yes, you want to say? Yeah, actually, now, a lot of people, obviously, if you know Lawrence, are going to say, this guy's crackers. That's going to be some of the reaction out there in the audience. And that's why I had a friend come on tonight. Fellow combat, he's Sonny. Let's break the story for a second. Sonny? Yes. You know Lawrence is telling the truth, don't you? Well, yes, now, at first I was out there with the backer people, maybe, we traveled together for a while, and he kept talking about it and everything, and I hadn't had any experience, and then I did. What happened? Well, we had been taking 98 summer to ride bikes on Sunday, and I had recently went to a flea market up in Elkins and bought a nice leather hat. I never took it off except the E3 finger was my favorite hat. But I went down there on a Sunday evening, and he had a family in, and I just was speaking with him this afternoon. He said, well, there was a family reunion going on. That was the aftermath of it. I went into the house because I didn't come to his house. And all the summer, I did not go to his house because of that. And I'm a contrary man. Went down there, and he had some people down there, and he'll tell you the story about it, but first we hadn't seen for a long time Kenny and his wife since high school. Right. So I left the house, and a couple days later, I went, what the heck do I do with that hat? And I left it down there. So now that might be a mundane thing for someone else, you just want to have you left it there, but something drew me to the house that evening. I don't know why. Left the hat. So the following Saturday, I called, and his mother answered the phone, and I asked her about this thing. She said, well, it really did happen that Sunday night, really terrible. And I said, well, I need my hand. I said, you never had any experiences about this as a little orphan. And she had, and she went into her place and things and other things and grandchildren and everything. And so I got kind of nervous. I went down to the preacher down here and had trouble crosses, and I didn't carry him in carried one in my pocket, left one on top of the bed, just to be safe. Maybe that's overly safe, but you know, if you believe in one thing, you believe in good and bad. You do what you believe. And you can't go wrong with that. So you armed yourself. I armed myself. I went back got my hand. That was the first experience that I figured out later that had to do something because they can play mind games. And I found that out. Did you ever observe any of the goings on of the sort that Lawrence is telling us about? Well, he showed me 2 nights of videos in one night, if you understand that. He showed me 2 videotapes of a lengthy time when he was retired. Yes. And he showed me the first one was, and these are links, and they're very boring. I hate to say the font, but they were very boring. Well, he was probably videotaping himself in bed. Yes, he was. That's boring. What's that? That the first one, I watched the head move up and down, and I said, hey, that's y'all focused on that. Trouble was, the only portion of the bed would move slowly up and down, and nothing was causing the focus to move, nothing else could. Usually you could hear the mechanical part of the camera doing that. Of course. And it was. So the next film. Well, and moreover, more importantly, if the only part of the picture that was moving was the bed up and down, not the whole picture, right? Then you've got a legitimate charm. Right. The next one they showed me was you had to look very closely, but the thing was moving over crossing and he was talking. Wait a minute. The entity was whatever you call it, because it was stuffy in the film. And this man has, I've known him for a long time. What do you mean by fuzzy? You mean like sort of they made a bed out of focus where it was moving. Where it was moving. Oh, yeah, the size of about triple the size of a basketball. Lawrence, you didn't tell me you had videotape evidence. Well, I haven't got that far yet. I see. When you watched all this, Sonny, how did you react? Well, by the end of it, well, of course I was surprised, but I was also very tired. So it took a while to kick it in. So the next week when we went riding, we discussed it at a place we stopped at time. And we spoke in. Well, but the second time was most recently, probably about 2 months ago. I was down there. We was watching something. I don't know, like science fiction. I like action movies. We were watching something, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, in my right nostril, I jumped up and I wanted to say, "What's wrong?" And I was trying to remove something from my nose, and I know that sounds gross, but do you know those worms that I guess, I don't know if they're in the western United States or not, they call them a woolly worm. I don't know the scientific names for them, but they often have black on them, different stripes of brown, and they, some people say you can tell the length of the season. Are you talking about these worms with all the little tiny legs, or with no legs at all? Yeah, they're a very spiny fur worm, and when you hold them, they curl up. Yes, I know what you're saying. Okay, well, anyway, and that's what it felt like, was in my right nostril. So immediately, didn't call up there, and he just immediately was there. And my eyes were watering. I made it to the bathroom, and I tried to remove this thing by every means which you can feel imaginable. And I sounded awful in there and everything, so I just excused myself, and I left because I was told not to entertain or identify anything like that if it was evil. Just don't talk to your sleep. So that was about 2 months ago. And only about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting with these playing cards, and my girlfriend John was there. And I was about to say, well, something on occasion, cigars can't burn your eyes. Well, in a certain way they burn your eyes, but they don't feel like a pin pricking right straight into your eye. No. And this is what happened to my left eye first, and within a matter of seconds, my left eye, then my right eye, and and it hurt at that time when it felt like it pricked my eye. Like somebody was putting a pin. Yes, and then it just quit. You know, it wasn't something that stayed there because everybody has pains in their eyes on occasion. And this wasn't the normal thing, but that was the third occasion. I don't know, and I still wouldn't identify it. And only last week, my girlfriend John, she wanted to leave her, and she got sick, so we left early. And I don't know, but sounds like Lawrence has lost just about everybody close to him in his life over this thing. Is that? Well, there might. I kept trying to find out about a professor. A woman that was a professor here at West Virginia University had died after a time that I think I might have the story wrong, but these people that were there that Sunday that I left my hat. Yes. He'll have to tell you the story because I don't want to tell it secondhand. All right. So I hope you understand the reason I wanted to bring you on, Sonny, was so that people understood what Lawrence is saying is known to be true by more than just Lawrence. Because, you know, incredible stories and incredible proof and all that sort of thing. You guys are eyewitnesses, so what you have said and what you have done for Lawrence as he continues, the story is very important, Sonny. Do you have more you want to add, or is that about it? And should I go to Lawrence? You should go to Lawrence this time because he has an amazing thing. All right. Sonny, thank you. Thank you very much on behalf of Sonny and myself, Lawrence and myself. We'll be back with Lawrence. So, Sonny, thank you. All right. Good night. All right, Lawrence, you stay on the line. We'll be right back. Where he's lost everything because of an entity, because of a ghost, because of I don't know what it is. I am sufficiently convinced that this friend examined physical evidence that obviously we're going to ask for a copy of. Or it now be the rest of the story, or get all so stay right there. Now, I guess, Lawrence, what's your thing else? Lawrence, we're back on here. Okay, all right. I didn't know you had videotapes, Lawrence. Is there a way we can get copies of those? Well, I don't have enough copies off the myself. Okay, maybe you can work it out with Sonny or somebody else. You obviously will love to have copies. This is real important stuff. Now, for you, I guess a horror. Because your mom, she left, your fiance, you said, left. That's a horror in itself. Tell me something, Lawrence. Why haven't you left? Well, I've been here for 28 years. I built the place myself. You built the house? Yeah. This is the house for everybody else. I've been going for sungrabbers. I hear that. Their homes, they're used to having their homes raised, their homes support. It just seems like not an option to give up on the home. Most people said, making a shot. So you talk to a lot of people about this. Yes, I have. Oh, what are the things, I mean, your mom, for goodness sake, what specifically do you think scared her so much she finally left? I mean, why? Well, I've experienced being in my place because the lightning storm, lightning place, and let me say any weather today, they fair. So not just your bed, but your mom's. Well, it didn't get to her for a while, but it did. She was out here the next day. And that's interesting too, Lawrence. I mean, I'm sure you're a great child, your mother loves you, but when my dad went into the air, I'd be out the door. Everything has the capability of inflicting pain on you. Like, like the side holding your leg. Yes. And I found out what it been doing to me, and I told them that it's kind of negative. Got a hold of it, and kind of my flashlight, I looked and couldn't take it. And it released so much. So I told her, she thought it was, she kept the right flashlight for me with her. One way it did, and she had to use the flashlight, so felt like it's on her own things out the right. She turned the flashlight on, and backed off, which that's the pattern I've been using on to use the flashlight again. But I can tell you what's going to be how lucky from hell I kept from the city. And that's when she left. Yeah, she, the next day she passed up and she was the last one. The last one. So then even before that, you said was it your fiance? Yeah, he was having the gal was living with me in the house with you. Well, he was in the shop. He was over here all the time. But that's she went down. What did she say to you? Was it the same thing? I mean, was it rocking her bed? What was it? Well, it was or your bed, like, well, yes, main thing it was doing her was causing a pain that was causing my body. Maybe when I went in the room or something. But I knew if I was in the room, she would say, "Ouch." Because I had said to me, "So what are you talking about?" Okay. She found that. She took the territory. She said she might come back someday. Doing daylight hours, and she wasn't going to let the sun set on either yet. Not in the dark. Not in the dark, probably. And things was really active. But I'll tell you, I'm finally got rid of one. And I got a little bit of exercise it out to have one. So you now believe there are more, there's more than one? Well, she was actually the place. She told me that she's been learning that exercise. But now I got a warning to make this come back and place of work. So I think if they just get it out of here, there'll be some more shifts to do. There'll be some more shifts to place, but I don't know. There's only time will tell. So she came, she did an exorcism, that spirit left, and two more arrived. Yes, it did. When they arrived very back. How so? Oh, all the doors started opening, slamming in the house, the doors started moving, furniture was moving around, and I tried to go to bed, and the mirrors were shaking, rattling on the walls were rattling. I tried to go to bed, just off like a tiger dog, and just somebody started back me. Holy smokes, Lawrence. And you were using you're trying to use the light? I used the flashlight, I used back off with, I just took a 150,000 candle power spotlight over the next 100 country spots, and I used that, and I used it. It had a lot of power, and I set it over the past point of the and then back off. Okay. Then back off the night off and they started. Then how else do you sleep at night? Well, in other words, it's like you're waiting for you, and you can hold them off, but if you go to sleep, you're not holding them off, right? Well, right. If they were any problems, I've got found things for free. I have to parts first, things so bad to the party. You bet. I got one that will be trapped in bed that I threw right here bed. And I put a blind on so I can sleep. Those things stuff like that so bright, so maybe 5 or 10 minutes is all we need. One day between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah. And the other one, she usually shows up about 10 o'clock, but even though like it's supposed to be 9, it ain't my telling. Actually, physically poking you in the eyes, kind of like Sonny described. That's a regular case. Regular to be poked in the eyes. Yeah, every night. Every night. And they from bed up and down. These things they started recently with scratches. That's the bed. Scratches the bed you're on. Yeah, scratches the wall. Honestly, I got pretty good numbers around it. Honestly, yeah. Have they ever left physical evidence of what they've done, other than what you have on videotape, which is really something that you're being commended for doing? What drove you, by the way, to finally do that, to set up a videotape? Everyone talked to us, majority of people in the country don't lose their mind.
This is not a rude question, but did you ever ask yourself the same question? Anytime during all this?
Yeah, but when I started messing with other people, one thing others, one girl wasn't no relative, so she wasn't right. She never around about it. I told her, the thing I actually had it still here, where he cast out, and I was going to tell him something about it, and he always pulled the hair above my right ear when he wanted me to know he was around. And I went out of state when the sun went down, I had pulled my hair. I tried 3 different things.
Pull on your hair?
Yeah, he pulled the hair above my right ear. I mean, that he was there. That was the face on it. When he started seeing his stuff. But the thing over here, they got so much static electricity. I took a couple, that girl took the one out of here. And I just thought evidently I might have this much activity here. She wouldn't come back and work on it because she had to call a turn call.
You took a compass in there like an electromagnetic compass?
Yeah, and she wouldn't check out the house around 10 yards. She was pulling the hell around because they're magnetic. I said, well, yeah, okay. So I checked down 10 yards around the house, to the house. It continued to point due north. I went to I tried to I went to bed, so I take it with me. Just watch it, see me can tell anything. Door up. Here's something coming down the hall, leaving the hall off. But that's my door. As soon as stepped into my door, that needle on that compass pointing towards that door.
Directly at the door?
Yeah. And so I come around the bed and started shaking the right side of the bed. And it was the bed coming up towards me. That needle followed it just like it located. It's like pointing the north on the heading north away from that thing. It has so much energy that the hair basically has. The hair will stand up on you and point towards you. You can feel them when they get close to you. The hair is like, just like static electricity, it's just gone. You can feel the hair that's been pointing in the direction.
Good heavens, that's, so the compass would indicate to you the direction the entity was moving, and there was so much static electricity you're talking, it's just your hair pulled, just like the compass indicated.
Yeah. And it has tremendous power. So, one night, there was something in there, a guy told me he had them spots and he had a dog with him. A couple of dogs. Taken, so we got him out of the house and he fell on my right. So I got one of these dogs up there in there. It actually chased the entities around through the house and they come to bed and they're
Really?
Eventually, he helped me get
Did the entity,
wow, but eventually got run over my car.
the dog did it?
Yeah.
I was about to ask Lawrence, when the dog chased the entity, did the entity run from it or move from it?
The first was there did. But there was something came in one there. I told pretty last, I told the boss about it. And it came into the room and the dog was on the bed barking. The dog was here, and the dog was walking. It went down to the hallway and sat his feet down. Anyway, one night, there was something with a lot of power came there because I didn't see anything on the dog laying on the bed with me. And I heard something in the hallway, cracking the feet around, and the dog raised up and started barking. And the air just died in there. I hadn't seen anything on it. I looked at the dog, his mouth was working, but there wasn't nothing coming out. It was, the air was just died. Something had too much time to over here. I couldn't hear the dog barking. I couldn't hear the city at all.
So in other words, this dog was obviously barking because that's what dogs do when they open their mouth, but there was no sound.
You couldn't hear no sound. That really creeped me out. I grabbed my phone, and then it on farm stuff, I kept switching arms to I put things on to that, but there's four legs. Oh, I don't back up for the face, over my head. I finally touched him in, going after it, touched on that way, over the head. And the thing went for something, turned down the hallway.
Threw the dog down the hall.
Threw the dog down the hallway, he went right under the couch, he wouldn't come back out.
I understand how the dog feels or felt. You say your dog was killed by a car.
Yeah.
You think this entity had anything to do with that?
Very doubtful.
Do they just might have been a coincidence?
Yeah, I think her main gig is to stretch you so you can't sleep. During the day, they don't mess with you. And whenever you try to lay down and get some rest for the night, that's when they start to.
Yeah, what they're doing, and then now.
And I've got 4 hours in the bed until after 3 o'clock, or after something that's on the way, and then I sleep from in the next day. Now it's going to have to turn out from the socks.
Boy, Lawrence, I don't know if I could go through what you're going through. It's still happening. Does it happen every day, every other day, once a week?
No, it happens every night.
Every night.
Well, recently, I think last week I guess one night. And I just seemed like last week it's but that's the first time that that started 3 years ago.
Probably doesn't make much difference to you because you've got to assume it's there if it's there every other night.
But even when something interesting to me, that thing can actually read your thoughts. The Bible says, learn well your thoughts, because in your thoughts is hard to have it. So I thought that was going very strange. But that thing, I could think of it, because I'm laying in bed, but I want them to be around. So I lay down or something, still there. All that food is think. When you don't eat into the bed, that bed will start up and down. I don't have to clean up. I want to do just seconds. That thing to hear your thoughts, just like this thing. That is some good news talking out loud.
Lawrence, this is an important question. Have you given any consideration to whether this entity might, I'm just asking this, Lawrence, might be you?
Well, I mean, it's me to see everything.
In other words, I guess, telepathy, you might be, saying, go ahead, mentally shake the bed, it shakes the bed. But doesn't that leave open slightly the possibility that this power is emanating from you?
Well, it sounds like it might, but I really don't think it is because I found one thing that anything can work for us.
Okay, Lawrence, I'm going to have to hold you over. Can you stay on the air with me?
Yeah, okay.
All right, then. We're going to delay our coming up guest.
My guest is Lawrence Knox. He's in West Virginia. He's disabled. He owns a house that he lives in. He recently, well, I guess actually 3 years ago now, allowed a timber company to come in and cut timber on his land he owns, but land which was Native American land, apparently, sometime. And immediately following that, he began to get haunted. And when I say haunted, I mean there were ways that he would lay his arm off the bed and something unseen would grab like another arm or hand grabbing him, grab hold of him. He tried to get it happen again. There's quite, I just can't read and encapsulate the entire thing, but it happened to his mother. She took off. It happened to his fiance. She took off. I had Sonny Nestor in West Virginia, who's a friend of Lawrence's on the air last hour, and he verified what Lawrence is telling me. Lawrence has had his eyes gouged, people sticking pins in your eyes. He's had his bed rise up off the floor. He's got videotapes of all of this. So, why is Lawrence there? Well, Lawrence built his house. It's his house. He's not going to leave. He had an exorcism performed. One spirit left the home, but 2 came back. Light seems to affect him. He's rigged up strobe lights. He's got flashlights. He and his mother using flashlights, and his fiance. And finally, they excuse the expression, gave up the ghost and left. So we'll go back to Lawrence in West Virginia in a moment. These now entities, 2 of them, are able to be tracked in 2 ways. Lawrence has had a compass, and as these entities move about the room, the compass follows them. His dog, until the dog was killed, would pace these entities. The compass would follow them around the room, and the compass would just move around. His hair would stand up, moving in the direction of the entities. It's just an amazing strange man living with all of this right now. Lawrence, you there? Okay. You had something you wanted to continue with when we broke at the hour. Maybe it might be a mind thing.
Yeah, your mind, because you said you could suggest do it with your mind, mentally shape the bed, the bed would start shaking.
Yeah, well, I tell you, if I met with other people and that's this thing, there's Friday, she got no trouble fire. In the house, she's got one that the air would be real cold wherever it's at. You got a cushion and the air was real cold.
So that happens too.
Yeah, you can't see it. I did want you to know it's there. Then started rattling it. That's up to you. Recognize her.
So with the exception of a couple of days, or every now and then, this has been happening to you every night for 3 years, ever since you cut that wood.
Yeah, well, yeah. It started before actually the timber cutting was done. It started to leave the whole timber.
Oh, you mean when you signed the contract to have the timber cut?
Right. That's the way it started.
You're pretty sure that was Native American land previous to your ownership?
Yeah, I told the Indian raised there, and you can see where they got it. The people that owned it, like 2 or 3 generations ago.
So in other words, it's not just Indian land, there's Indian, it's Indian burial ground.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I showed my family under the uncle there. I heard about it, where the graveyard was. His recollection, they was people that owned the land, people all know some people that owned the land, some generation coming. Them guys, they was born in that family, they went back to Indian raised up. They was, we were out of 6 of them, but I don't know what 6.
For the 6 who dug these graves up on that land?
Yeah.
Holy mackerel, Lawrence. How old are you, Lawrence?
49.
49. During any of this, Lawrence, did you worry that you might get killed?
Well, yeah, it was frightful. I tried to Margaret, I sort of tried to laugh it off. Don't take this as a joke. He said, these things when they show up, he said, it's more sure that the United States is here than the world because they get started playing mind games with you, but they'll kill you. And so then, usually that shows people guilt where they say it's bad. That's give me a new outfit on things. I said, well, we can have these places about these, and I can't guarantee you that's the square call. Everybody mentions even guns weren't caught. I can't guarantee you so keep you alive, but that's my best advice.
This is Clyde Barker saying this?
Yeah.
You're a religious man, Lawrence, aren't you?
Right.
What kind of background?
Oh,
Pentecostal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pentecostals in the West Virginia area.
Oh.
So, what about your church? You must have gone to that. You must have gone to your church.
Yeah, I did. That's the first place I went. I was from the pastor. And if you had any experience with faith, he said, no. I said, well, how about studying up on it? I think I'm not going down here for sure. I mean, he comes to get down there. I thought maybe a thing would actually do the job. I had no idea how much problem I was going to have. I thought they would reach the thing right over the house, straight through the house, where they get ordered it out of there. Yeah. That was the middle way.
Have these entities spoken to you?
They make the noise sounds like a television or a TV radio on the other room. And if you go to that room, it sounds like the room they come out of. I have had to be on each side of the bed to communicate back and forth with each other. no sign there.
Never anything directly said to you, though, that you understood, you know, as in English.
No, it didn't model. It sounds like something radio. You can't hear the words. You can't think listening and hear the detail of it.
Lawrence, this is such an amazing story. Do you want to tell us what town you're in there? West Virginia?
My address is
No, give me your address. Just tell me what town you're in.
Wednesday.
No, how do you spell that?
MOAGSBILL.
And do it again slowly, please. M as in Mary.
Yeah.
O.
A T S B I L L E.
Also West Virginia. All right. Small town.
Yes, ma'am.
And you live kind of in a rural area, woods all around you, timber all around you. That kind of thing.
Right.
How much land do you own there?
What my house was on about 8 acres, but I'm about 75 over my inheritance. That's where
And that's
the
where the
graveyard is.
and that's where the graveyard is, and that's where the timber was cut, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they had something to do with it. I was out there, here, and something, well, like something left. And see, hey, this got anything to do with my goose girl, but like me again. I was looking down there where the graveyard was, that's still on the trees. And really crazy. And I said, do you want to graveyard cleaned up? And the thing shot me twice right there with it. I can understand that. So I took 17 truck loads of firewood out of the graveyard and took off the brush out. Pine trees around, made up real nice, steel sign.
You did.
Marking it as graveyard.
You did.
Graveyard.
When did you do this? How long ago?
Oh, that was last winter. I finished it last winter.
This winter. And still it happens to you.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it would go away.
But it didn't. All right, what's the worst of what's happened to you? Eyes are gouged, like needles being pushed into your eyes. You said your bed, you've got videotape of it coming up off the ground and moving. You've got a videotape of this editing, which is not quite visible, but you can sort of see the fuzz instead of the videotape where it was moving. Is that right? Sure.
Everything else is everything else is other papers that's hard for that type of that. Instead of a picture,
And is that essentially the same thing that you see with your eyes when you see it? Or do you see more?
I don't see it.
Oh, you don't see it at all. You just feel it. Has it done any permanent physical harm to you? You know, this is your house, and you built it. But find your properties at the time of the fiancé. Again, your life's kind of falling apart around you over this thing. And it must take an awful lot of will or stubbornness. I don't know which you are, willful or stubborn or both, to stay there. And I don't know what you're trying to do now. Make peace with it. Fight it out. What?
I'm trying to outlast. And hopefully it'll probably go away. I've been hoping that for quite a while, but I found something recently, in all honesty, that has helped me survived.
And that is what?
I found that if it comes into the room, that's the bed. If I start praising the Lord, you can't hurt me or nothing. You can't touch me down and take the bed. You can't touch me as long as I'm praising the Lord.
Has it left marks on you before?
Yeah. Not real heavy ones, but just slants and stuff like bad. You squeeze up real hard that will leave that mark.
Yes.
That mark and stuff like that. And then, well, but yeah, I got some nerve deals.
You got some
They stuff in your nerves doing something like that.
You go to the doctor about this?
Yeah.
What did he say, Lawrence?
Basically, he told me the doctor, a woman, and she said, well, she said, I can give you something to help relieve the stress in your life, and I'll give you medicine for that. But as far as medicine for that, those problems, they don't make medicine for that. But she said, I can give you some stress relieving pills, so that helps with nerves, helps people get the nerve shot for that. I don't have to take some overdose or anything. Well, I've come to the conclusion that through time and experience, I just can't get no sleep before 3 o'clock.
Yeah, he stays awake with lights, folks. We had some people join us for this last hour. Lights, which will kind of keep these things at bay. But they're not gone, they're just waiting. And if he allows darkness to occur, they start in on him. Now, I'll tell you something, Lawrence. I was talking to my wife who knows something about this sort of thing. And she said, you're going to have to make peace with these Native Americans, with the spirits, somehow. She suggested that you do a planting there as a gesture, plant trees, I don't know, trees, something.
I did that in the graveyard.
I admit that's what I've just heard this last half hour, and so I'm a little bit unsure. I'm unsure of what to tell you to do. I think I would like to see those videotapes. To a lot of people, Lawrence, what you have on those tapes is evidence of either the survival of spirit after death, or maybe of evil personified in some sort of spirit. I don't know how to put it, but in other words, you have very, very, very important evidence in the eyewitness testimony of your friend.
I'm sure one thing, if you wonder what the Bible was like or something like that, and that's what you won't have any trouble reading what the Bible has.
All right, my friend, listen. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give your number to somebody who can perhaps help you with your permission. I'll do that, all right?
Okay.
And you see about don't ever send me the original, but send me a copy of those videotapes, all right?
Okay, yeah. I have to protect the things on to get to know what it is that's coming up and stuff.
That's fine. Your friend said it was mostly boring until it happened, so
Yeah.
You kind of outlined for me where on the videotape to look for it, all right?
Okay.
Okay, Lawrence, we'll be in touch, and we're going to have someone call you. Thanks.
Okay, then.
Okay, good night.
Just like Normally I'm so interested in this sort of thing that I would have offered to get on an airplane and go experience it. But what's going on there sounds so awful that I wouldn't do that. Despite curiosity, I'm not that curious. And what this man is going through, this hell this man is going through, I don't know what to say, but maybe one of my guests coming up a little late, and late gracefully, because I wanted to get Lawrence's entire story out. And so, Dr. Kutcher Romanov, we'll call her Dr. Kutcher, holds a PhD in parapsychology, metaphysics, and world religion. So, she, along with Lori, would normally be here talking about dreams, and yes, we'll get to that. But since she's got a PhD in parapsychology, why, obviously, she no doubt is going to have something to say about what you just heard over the last hour and a half, appropriately so. We're going to move forward now. That was one hell of an hour and a half, I would say. I'm talking to a number of people about this man's situation, and I'm going to have somebody call him specifically who may be able to help out, Evelyn Paglini, and she's in touch with us and maybe by now with him as well. But that's some story. I don't know that I would stay there. I could have stayed there. On the other hand, I don't know what you do. You build your own house. You have a lot of land there. You inherited the land, and you don't want to leave. Anyway, fortunately, we've got coming up Dr. Katja and Lori, who ostensibly were here originally to talk about dreams, and we'll get to that because there's some pretty weird stuff going on now in my life. I want to ask about it. Actually, that's what I called them. We said show up. But they heard at least the last 30 minutes of the last hour and a half. And Dr. Katja, welcome to the program.
Hi,
Hi, good.
That was scary.
Yep. Lori, are you there?
I'm here.
You're there, okay. Obviously, I want to get both of your impressions, but Dr. Katja, because you specialize in areas like this, just give me your impressions of what you heard and what you think and what this man might do.
I've dealt with possessions, a few in my time, and exorcisms, only a few. Good enough to be somewhat comfortable with the content. But that scared me. I mean, I had goosebumps. That was frightening. He was obviously under acute psychological distress from his, and of course the depth psychologist would say it's his subconscious, he's projecting blah, blah, blah. But as a parapsychologist, I do believe that these entities exist. My advice to him.
Listen, I asked him about that, but you've got to bear in mind in the first hour that which you didn't hear was
a friend of his that lives a few miles away. They've known each other since early school days. His friend sent me the email. I brought his friend on the air. His friend saw this stuff happen. It didn't even happen to his friend.
He's got a witness. Like you said, it should be documented.
He's got videotape too. It sounds not so simple. Originally, I thought just because he signed a contract to have the timber on the Native American land cut, that was the problem. And he said the problem started when he signed the contract.
Right, I heard that.
But it's a lot worse than that, apparently, because it's burial ground, and he said he's dug up Native American bodies. So, oh man, how do you get out of this one?
Yeah, my advice to him, and I get this from my half brother was listening to the program with me, and he's got Native American blood in him. He said he needs to get a shaman, a Native American medicine man, to make peace with these entities, to offer praise. So the red man doesn't trust the white man for all these reasons, and a shaman can provide a bridge. He's trying to deal with it in the only frame he has, which is Christianity. And that's a very valid frame of reference, but it's not enough. He needs to deal with them on their own terms. And very previous.
When something as serious as grave robbing occurs,
It's sacrilege. It's iconoclasm. Because that's a Christian, that's holy ground, and it's been disturbed. These entities are all stirred up. There have been studies, we would call them perhaps morphogenetic mind forms. There is no way, the law of thermonuclear dynamics, there's no way to get rid of something. So for those who are out there who are skeptics and don't believe in ghosts and spirits, just think. There's nowhere to go for our thought process, for our personalities, for our minds. So they can center and cluster around a sacred site like this, especially one that has the negative connotation of being disturbed.
I'm curious, either one of you, why you think a dead spirit, I had some guests on last night who wouldn't agree there's any such thing as a dead spirit. Did you hear last night's show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
The words dead spirit are almost an oxymoron because spirit is immortal.
To my guest last night, these things would have been demons.
Yes.
You would say they're demons. Now, what do you really think they are? Demons? Actually, the spirits of the Native Americans that were buried there? What is this man encountering?
Native Americans who passed on have been disturbed and have unfinished business, and so they have not been stirred up into the ether, the gene pool, mixed in and reborn. They are still a collector of their original life form, their thoughts, their whole spirits that almost as though it were still living in the flesh, but it isn't. It's not a demon. Demons and angels are terms that we assign through the centuries as we grapple with these unseen entities, these clusters of living people that are still left behind even though they died. They have unfinished business. So they're not going to fade away.
This man said compasses would follow them around the room, the dog would chase them, the room would get cold. These things would lift his bed off the floor, bouncing it back and forth, grab him, gouge his eyes.
Right, these are all like electromagnetic disturbances. They can be measured. Just like the radio waves are invisible, but they're in your room right now helping you listen to the program.
Obviously.
Seeing invisible things out there. Very good. Which is one of those good campfire stories to scare you. Well, you know what this whole situation reminds me of? The Winchester House.
My wife mentioned that. You want to explain to people about Winchester? Now, Winchester was a man who manufactured firearms, hence the name Winchester rifle, right?
Yes.
What's the deal behind that?
Well, after he died, his wife was, if I'm correct, she was being tormented by spirits. And she visited a medium who told her it was the spirits of all the people who had been killed by the rifles her husband manufactured.
A lot of them Native Americans. What year was this that Mrs. Winchester began to experience this? Do you know offhand, roughly?
I'm thinking after the Civil War.
After the Civil War?
I could be wrong, but I think it was around that time. And so to keep the spirits at bay, he began building this house with the money that was made from the Winchester Rifle Company.
Right.
And she just continued to build and build and build this house with stairs that went nowhere, doorways that would open into nothing.
What was the
The
idea?
rest of her life.
What was the idea? Why was she blind doorways and to nowhere halls to nowhere what?
She was the spirit. She was trying to that, and she was hoping this would confuse the spirit.
This is a true story. My wife told me this story during the last break, and I thought, boy, does this apply? And you just brought it up, and this went on until
Until she died.
until she died.
Mm-hmm.
Does this?
The house today.
It still exists.
Yes.
Where is it?
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Wow.
And I mean, what do you say to this man? If she experienced this until the day she died, this is a 49-year-old man that we just talked to, a disabled man who owns a lot of property, built his own house. He actually built the house with his own hands. His mother's been run out. His fiance has been run out. His life has been ruined, and he won't leave. So then what?
There's only two options. He's got to make peace with this or go. If he continues this conflict, not going to get anywhere. That's the problem. Our two cultures, the white man, the Native American, has been in conflict for 300 years now, and it's still not going away. So if he can somehow show them that he's a white man to be trusted, he could rest in peace. See, they're not resting. They're not resting at all. They're making his life miserable. They're very active.
All right, how sure are you about this, Doctor? Again, the men I had last night who would say this is an absolute bunk. There's no such thing because when we die, it's death. Good night, maybe. Maybe there is another side. Certainly they believe with the Lord in heaven, I guess. But you're dead, you're dead. That's they're very fundamentalist view, and they expressed it. They were very articulate, but they strongly hold that view, and you strongly, obviously, disagree.
Now, there's just too much evidence of an unseen world, another realm overlapping our own, which we move within, that this proves, I think, this narrow view that all we are is what we see. The science has proven that there is so much more that we don't see. Why put blinders on and ignore that? When dealing with it and grappling with it, we're bringing peace. The goal of any religion should be to end human suffering. So you look and see how it works. Even Jesus of Galilee said, you'll know them by their fruits if it works. So if it brings peace, an exorcism or dealing with peace, making peace, if it ends human suffering, that's your result.
You may not have heard this, but he brought somebody, I guess, at the advice of the church or from the church, who exercised one spirit, and then he got two spirits.
Right. The exorcism must not have been as effective as it needed to be. Again, I really think he needs the assistance. Perhaps a Christian exorcist working with a Native American shaman. They need to bring together those two cultures and as a communication bridge to those very unrestful spirits. I live on timbered land. I live on 20 acres of timbered land.
Yes.
You need to replant. It's not that difficult to replant.
Well, you heard him say he took a truck in there. Really cleaned the whole mess up that he admitted it was a big mess, cleaned it up and put a memorial up there, saying it was a burial ground, the whole thing.
That must not have been enough to appease them then.
Yeah, obviously not. So you think replanting?
Definitely. Bringing it is that. The problem is all things change, and unfortunately, whole cultures get lost during these changes. Like Tibet's just about gone, and the Native American culture is gone. Despite the pockets on reservations, all we have is their wisdom recorded. There's no way to return entirely to the way things were, but you can attempt as sort of a peace offering.
Is a ghost like that a full consciousness? Do you believe? I'm asking you about the nature of ghosts now. In other words,
Right.
are these really spirits that are physically dead but fully conscious? I mean, to be slapping and gouging eyes and doing things so specific, raising beds, all the things we see in movies, throwing stuff around the room, furniture moving, there was a lot you didn't hear, all of that kind of stuff. Does that mean this is really that being from the other side and fully conscious as we understand it?
Well, consciousness, oh, what a realm that is.
Yeah.
Unconscious or subconscious. Consciousness is something that we center around our minds, our brains, and our skull. So these are entities with no brains, but yet they are a form of consciousness that existed at one time.
Okay, but he was asking this entity questions, and it wasn't answering by slapping him.
But I think the uglier they are, and the more unfinished business that the spirit has, the more conscious it's going to be. And I know everybody disagrees and don't even believe in ghosts. They think that it's a psychological projection coming from the man's subconscious mind. That's a very provocative theory. I have struggled with that one for years, that ghosts are all in the mind. Having never seen a ghost, it makes us all doubters and skeptics. But hey.
If he's got photographs, videotape even better, and he does, of the bed coming up off the floor. He said that he's got, on the videotape, you can see a kind of a fuzz spot as the entity moves about the room with a compass following it. He's got all of this on tape. This is real serious proof.
Well, yeah, but you know, the naysayers would say, hey, that could be true photography.
No, I don't think so. You know what? I listen to this guy.
He sounded so sincere.
Yeah, I don't think, I'm almost personally ruling that out. Just
But you know what the skeptics will say, they'll look at that video, they'll go over by to Discover and the way that's it. Yeah, don't be skeptic yourself. And that's, your skepticism helps you, keep going down the road. You filter things that come your way. You filter stories. You put it through your. I've listened to you many times, and that's good. But you don't go as far as being a naysayer. You are open to possibilities.
Oh yes. Well, when these things have happened to you, your life changes. I mean, when you see certain things and certain things occur to you, which they have to me in my life, if you ignore them, you're an idiot.
Right, don't keep coming until we get your attention fully.
Right, and I have one situation, and it's interesting you should mention it. I interviewed this woman. I don't know if we talked about this on the program. I interviewed a witch. No, she wasn't a witch. That's not fair. The witches will get angry at me. She was a Satanist.
Oh my, that's a big difference. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why I said I quickly corrected myself. We're going to be replaying that show this Saturday this interview with the Satanist. Listen, we're at the top of the hour. Can you ladies hold on?
Of course, yes.
Good, hold on, stay right there, and we will be right back. And I'll recount that very briefly. Well, you never know when you're going to run into Anyway, coming up, we will continue with my good guest. I'm going to cut you a little she's not used to that thing, so we're going to just pull the and Lord. Both who normally come in and talk to us about dreams. Beyonce gets that because I've got some really going on in my life with dreams, but it's really trivial compared to what they had as a thinking is going through right now. All right, back now to my guest, Dr. Katya and Lori. Gals, welcome back to the program. Any final thoughts on our friend in West Virginia that reluctantly I will turn my attention elsewhere?
Well, I would just love to know, if he's being communicate with him in his dreams.
Oh, in his dreams.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask that. He is unable to sleep during nighttime hours at all. I mean, this has been going on for 3 hours, so this guy sits up at night with lights. And sometimes he said a mask and strobe lights so that he can sleep. But when he does sleep, I guess mainly during the day, I don't know if it affects his dreams or not. But the main reason since I had interviewed the two of you before, and we had a really good interview on the air about dreams. As you know, something began to happen to me, so I picked up the phone and I called you and I began to tell you about what I'm going to describe tonight. In the information you sent to me, Lori, you list 5 possibilities of dreams. Paranormal dreams, it says here, correspondence between physical conditions such as illness or pregnancy, whatever, and dream content. 2, contact dreams, dreams in which The dead communicate with us. 3, paranormal dreams. Precognitive, telepathic, clairvoyant. 4, lucid dreams. Being aware that you're dreaming while in a dream. Our key to understanding the full range of consciousness. You say, and then 5, past life dreams. Do our dreams show us our past lives? All fertile territory, no doubt, to talk about here on the air. But here it comes. The reason I called in the first place was because about a month ago, I think it's about a month ago, you know, times, it gets hard, I should have kept a better record. I began to have dreams. I've dreamed all my life. I know what dreams are, and sometimes they seem really very real, but they always have involved me. And somewhere in the dream, I was in the dream. However, I began to have this series of dreams, gals, in which it's like, here's the way I can only describe it with these words. It's like I was dropped right into the life of another person. And I wasn't me. I wasn't observing as like a third person, or like you'd read a third person description in a book or something like that. Gals, that was me. I became a different person. Now, in these dreams, I know the places. I can go to the places. I know the people's names. I know my name. I know where I went to high school. I know what I did. I know where my locker was. It's a state that, other than a short stint in the Air Force, I never have stepped foot in. One dream, for example, in Mississippi, where I grew up, I mean, it's like I'm being dumped into somebody else's reality. And it completely is freaking me out. And it's not like any dream I've had in my life. Maybe it's a usual thing for other people, but oh man, not for me.
Is it always the same?
No.
You're always the same character?
No.
No, okay, good.
No. I can tell you I could go on with all details. I could give you as many details of these dreams, and I just gave you one example, as I can give you of my own real life.
Very vivid then.
Scaring me, kind of.
So you're going to different regions of the United States, or do you sometimes go to other countries, or what about time?
It's always been, all good questions. It's always been in this country so far. And it's always been, not always. One time I had a dream prior to the at the beginning of the Second World War. Now, bear in mind, I was not born until 1945. All right, I'm 54 years old. June 17th of this year, I'll be 55. So I had one dream that occurred prior to my own birth.
Okay, any others? All the rest are contemporary.
No, none contemporary.
Oh, they're all in the past?
All in the past.
You mentioned high schools and lockers. Of course, high schools and lockers existed at the turn of the century, so.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But, look, I guess I should put it this way. Without going into the details that I obviously don't want to read on the air, there are enough details that I have considered. I don't know, I've tossed around two ideas. One, actually finding the people, because I know they're there. I know the town they're in, and talking to the people, or even getting on an airplane and going to a couple of these places. Now, I'm really hesitant to do this, but I'm almost driven to do this. So that's why I called you now. In the dreams that you've lined up here to talk about, just exactly where, pray tell, does what's happening to me fit in? Any thoughts?
Well, it's a classic case of tapping into the collective unconscious. If your dreams are all in contemporary studies, which they're not, there would still be valid experiences where you're touching the mind or the life experiences of other beings, other human beings. But since some of them are historical, in a historical context, they could be genetic memory triggering something one of your grandparents, great-grandparents went through. Reincarnation, of course, past lives. It's a whole ton of words. I've been grappling with reincarnation for years, and I'm not sure I believe it, but I do believe in genetic memory. In other words, anything that your ancestors did, felt, experienced, you can access through your DNA. Every cell in your body has that same DNA code. The same DNA code is in your hair as in the cells that make up your heart muscle.
Okay, but what, just out of curiosity, do you imagine might cause a man my age to someone who's dreamt, just like everybody dreams, I think, which is a foolish statement because I don't know how everybody dreams, but you know, I had your run-of-the-mill, anything from terror to romance to funny stuff to sad stuff to scary stuff, but always just dreams. I know that if I make the trip, I'm going to find what I lived. And when I tell you I lived it, I mean I lived it. I'm going to find that. It's there. And I don't know if I want to know.
Well, we want to know.
Yeah, really?
You need to go. You definitely. I would. What a case that would be.
Well, I guess the question really is, what would make somebody who's dreamt normally, in quotes, all their life, suddenly begin to dream in this utterly, completely different mode?
Your mind is suddenly open to it. You reach the threshold. You're in a new phase in your life.
Oh, great.
As the fortune teller told you, you're entering this new phase, and the barriers are coming down in your mind. All the doors come open when we sleep in our mind, and you're able to cross over to the other side. You've learned your lessons with regular, typical dreams. You've accomplished what needed to be accomplished, and now the dream weaver is going visit you, saying, "Hey, how about this?" It wants to get your attention to alert you to the other side. Again, in your profession, you deal with the paranormal every night.
I'm not happy about this. I'm serious. I'm not happy about this.
You're not happy?
No, I'm not happy. No.
Are they literal?
They're so literal. They're literal down to furnishings in the house. My mom, my dad, my relatives, my brothers. And I don't have brothers, by the way, in real life. I have sisters. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. So literal that it's got me sitting here jabbering about it to you. That literal. And so I've opened up to it. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know that I like dropping into somebody else's life like that. I felt all their, some of their happiness and a lot of their pain. And
yeah, you were touching all the emotional highs and lows.
Yep. And look, bluntly, it wasn't that cool. It wasn't that much fun.
Yeah. You ever know their names or your names?
Yes.
You need to go to those towns and check it out. I have a list here we might be interested in of the criteria that a past life memory dream will have to fit.
Okay.
I'll ask you a question.
Fire away.
Okay, we already answered one that means dreams are literal rather than symbolic. Now, are these dreams and remembrances accompanied by sensations completely unlike those you've experienced from other dreams?
These sensations, gee, how can I put this?
Completely unlike your other dreaming methods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much told yes.
Yes, the answer to that is absolutely yes. In other words, I've dreamt all my 54 years to this point, and always afterwards, I know that I just had a dream.
Right.
And I sit and analyze it. It was kind of interesting, and I mentally remember some of them, even relate some of them to my wife, that kind of thing. When you have an exceptional dream, but always I was very aware this was a dream, and I'm totally aware what I've been having is more than a dream. if that answers your question.
It does, yeah, I'd say. Are you aware, well, in the dream, that this is a tough life you are experiencing?
No, it's just, no, I'm not aware of that, no. Not at all.
You're really living it.
I'm living in the life. It's like I'm dropped, you just,
Like you're going back into it.
like, boom, like you're not thrown into it. I mean, really, it was just completely immersed suddenly. You're living a different life, period. No reference to the current life at all. None.
Right, that's that. You're still within the criteria with the next one. Well, we've had these recently, so this one might not get used just yet, but if the dream is so vivid that you can describe the slightest details in years later.
Yes. The reason for that is because it was so shocking to me that, of course, when I awakened, I spoke to my wife about it, and I relayed a lot of the details to her. And in doing that, it caused me to remember it in great detail, I think. That'd be the way to put it.
It's always good to discuss a dream with someone. If you're not keeping a dream journal, it's good to discuss even non-paranormal dreams or normal run-of-the-mill dreams aren't run-of-the-mill. Every dream has a message. So in your case, you're dealing with past lives here, the whole reincarnation issue. Have you, whatever your spiritual tradition is, or have you believed in reincarnation? Or are you a disbeliever, so now perhaps these dreams are coming to you to say, hey, this is true. I mean, how personally, I told you personally, I really struggle with reincarnation.
You're asking me a really, really hard question. I lean, Ezra, as best I can, I lean toward the concept of reincarnation. It seems logical to me that a person would, I'll come back, to put it simply, again and again until they get it right, the old schoolhouse earth thing. All of that seems like it's more logical than not to me, but I don't have conclusive enough evidence to say Art Bell believes in reincarnation. I think it's logical.
It is. It's very, very logical.
And I've heard compelling evidence from people, guests that very compelling evidence. So I lean toward believing it may well be.
But it's still a struggle for you.
Yep.
Well, I think it's obvious why the dreams are coming to you. You need to deal with this and decide your opinion one way or the other. Perhaps. I have two more questions. Oh, there's two more. Yes. Well, where'd it go?
No problem. All you want.
Okay. Has your attitude toward death and dying changed since having these dreams?
Give me a minute to think about that. We're at a great point here. Think about that. I think the answer is no, but I want to think it over. I'm Art Bell, and this is Coast to Coast, the wife.
I think we're going to Hunter and Roy. I'm Mark Bell. And we are all three. I think they agree. Anyway, I think I've got a good answer. And someone else. Once again, Dr. Hunter and Roy are on the air. And hi there, ladies. All right, here's my answer to your question. Again, I'm going to refer, believe it or not, back to last night. The fundamentalists that I had on, because there were certain things that I really agreed with them about. You no doubt recently have heard, you asked me if my attitude on death and dying has changed, and the answer I think is no. But here's what my attitude I think is. Charles Schultz just died. A man who did peanuts, right? Now, he did thousands of that series of peanuts. It was all his adult life. And he died on the eve of his last one. He had announced his retirement, and he died on the eve of his last one. And the gentleman I spoke with last night thought that he regarded his mission as done, or his mission on Earth was done. And so it appropriately occurred to him. Or, you can imagine a million different things. He brought it on himself mentally. It really was cosmically his time. God took him back at that moment. Think of it the way you will. I don't believe in that many coincidences, although, maybe sure it could have been a coincidence, but not very likely one in my opinion. So my attitude is that you're taken when you're done with what you're supposed to do. That's my attitude on death and dying, that you're kind of taken when you're done with what you're supposed to do. And who knows when that is, as I said to my wife during the break, until the symbol of the mighty dog is bearing down on your, however it is you're going to go. And you might not even have any warning. So I think we have some sort of mission to accomplish in this life. And then when you're done, you're done.
But are you recycled when you're finished?
It means the hell out of me. I'm giving you an honest answer. I can't honestly say that I believe in reincarnation. I can't say that.
And your fundamental said last night, they, as Christians, would disbelieve reincarnation, even though for the first 4 centuries of Christianity, reincarnation was standard belief. It was in the book. Reincarnation was believed by.
Yeah, I know. They wouldn't want to hear that.
No, they wouldn't want to hear that. Emperor Constantine got rid of reincarnation at the urging of his third wife, who couldn't handle, she was a very vicious, nasty woman, and she couldn't handle the thought that she might have to come back as a lower life form because she was so mean and cruel. She talked him into removing reincarnation from the doctrine. And of course, you remember Emperor Constantine is the man who put Christianity on the map.
How comfortable could she have been doing that personally? In other words, certainly she might fool some other people down the line, but she had to know herself that she was just using her wiles to get this done. It ain't the truth. So.
Right. Perhaps she felt that ego complex, that she felt she really was forming this rising star religion. And she thought, well, maybe if I help form these doctrines, that's the way it's really going to be. In her fear.
As it is written, so it shall be done.
Yeah, that is complex.
I see. Yeah, that can be. So what you're really, but the all important point is, you're saying reincarnation was once viewed as real as any part of the Bible.
Oh yes, all great religions, the major religions on the planet believe in reincarnation or transmigration of souls. The Hasidic Jews, the Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism teaches reincarnation, as well as early Christianity. of course, Hinduism and Buddhism, very strong tenets there. It's good old reincarnation, but it's so hard to believe. But perhaps that's because we're wearing these veils to keep us safe.
It's not hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to embrace as absolute fact. I can't come and tell you, boy, I know it's true. I'm so comfortable. I know I'm coming back, or I've been back.
Right.
I can't say that.
It's very reassuring to tell those who lost a loved one, don't worry.
Yeah, very reassuring. But I see. I go right to the other extreme. It's also possible in my mind that when we die, the worms grow in and the worms grow out, and there is nothing but velvet blackness.
Right. Well, the worms are going to crawl no matter what, Art. Yeah, your flesh is just your garden. Yeah. So, either you're going to be cremated or your worm food. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But your soul, your memory, the energy that is you,
Right.
is it going to exist? I often think that it's going to be stirred into the pool of soul. It's going to get stirred in and mixed up. So I think your dreams, you're touching on memories of other lives, not necessarily lives that you live even. But yes, it could be reincarnation, but it could be.
Some of these lives that I've been in, or even the majority of them, have been lives that would have been parallel to my own. In other words, would have been going on when I was alive.
Yeah, see, so there you are. You are tapping into the pool of soul. We can reach out and touch. Computers can be connected. All the computers in one office building can be connected. So why can't all the minds?
In a network,
yeah. Yeah, networking. So you're interfacing here.
Well, I'm not so wild about it.
It's uncomfortable for you.
It's really weird. Yes. May I ask you how many instances of what I have just described to you you've heard of before? Is it rare or common or what?
It's neither rare nor common. Somewhere in the middle there, I hear say several cases of this per year. But now we've got many listeners, and it will be fun to see how many have experienced it. Just 2 weeks ago, I had a similar report.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like,
now,
wow.
Now, I'm not a dream researcher, but I have never heard of this before. And until it happened to me, I had not heard of it or any reports of it, or I never had anything about it on my show either. With people saying that this was happening to them, I've never had that.
It may be happening more now as awareness grows. We all get, again, we're all connected. Our minds are thinking on the same wavelength. The whole cyclical time that we come back around to where we died from, like I believe in linear time too. That's another argument. Things could be happening more often than we all realize, because how many dreams during the night do you actually remember? Right.
Usually, it seems like, well, no, not all the time, but generally, more times than not, the one you had just before you woke up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, definitely.
Or at least it sure seems that way.
And that's why nightmares in the middle of the night will propel you into the waking state so that you will remember them. A nightmare, above all, wants to be remembered because it has the most powerful message for you.
These were, let me tell you this, these were not, much as I say I'm not real happy about this happening, these weren't nightmares.
Right.
They were good and they were bad and they were just simply somebody else's life all together. Yeah, so I wouldn't call it a nightmare at all.
I wouldn't even call it a dream. It's almost as though they were experiences. You were using your subconscious to tap into someone else's experiences. It didn't seem like a dream or a nightmare. It's a whole other realm in dream science. It's paranormal dreaming. It's beyond the psychoanalytical view of dreams.
Well, I'll say this to you. I've been doing this show now in this mode, talking about this kind of thing for a lot of years. And in the latter years of doing it, I have really begun to experience personally a lot of paranormal things you put in the paranormal basket.
Yeah, we talked about this the last time we were on, and I really believe that in your profession you cannot help but encounter this because you are an example for others and you communicate. You're a mouthpiece for the metaphysical realm.
That's what happened.
Right brain contact with the other side with art.
But you see, not really. I mean, well, in other words, I have been, because I examine this, because I have my own real honest curiosity about it. I've interviewed countless people, all kinds of areas of the paranormal, everything you can imagine in the paranormal world. I've interviewed, I've talked to these people, I've listened to them, I've listened to their stories, and now it's, I can only presume that my mind has begun to open to these things. And so they are now coming to me, and it's pretty weird.
Yeah, all change is uncomfortable, but it's always a good thing. You're moving forward in your evolution, your personal evolution. We're all evolving. We're moving toward integration. That's what dreams help us do. Our dreams are the royal road to the subconscious, as Sigmund Freud said, and they are the royal road to enlightenment. As EGU, Carl Jung said.
Occasionally, they're a lot lighter than that too, though. I mean, you have all kinds of neat dreams. You have sex dreams. Sex dreams aren't bad.
No, of course not.
They're rather enjoyable, actually.
Remember, they come to balance our sexual energy.
They're generally big teases, you know. Dreams are big teases, but not always. Sometimes you have to justify a cigarette when you wake up, you know. So there's a lighter side streaming too, but that really is a lighter side. Sometimes, and I was talking to my wife about this earlier tonight. She said she's been awakened at times by my laughing.
I wake myself up.
Dead asleep, but she wakes up and I'm laughing.
Well, now that's not REM sleep, obviously, if you're laughing.
What is it?
Because it's not using skeletal muscles.
Skeletal muscles?
Your skeletal muscles are paralyzed when you go into REM sleep. Otherwise, you would get up and act it out. Right, so we go into the brain is bathed in certain chemicals that keep you frozen during dream state.
Oh, is that so? Is that so?
You're up walking around this room acting out the dream.
So then laughing is a physical activity that falls outside the realm, right?
Well, I've only seen laughter in dreams in sleep labs. Laughter would occur in one of the other stages of dreaming, not REM sleep.
Not REM sleep.
No, it's just like talking in your sleep.
All right, well, there's the other thing. It's worth remembering that I sleep a totally bizarre schedule.
Yeah.
Remember? I get off the air about 3 o'clock in the morning local time here on the West Coast. And I might stay up for a couple hours, generally go to sleep around 5 in the morning, waking up around 9 in the morning, 5 to 9, let's say. Then again in the afternoon, about 4 o'clock or sometimes 5.
Right.
And
You have
then
an entirely bizarre sleeping pattern, like the sleeping pattern of a vulture.
yeah, maybe 7:30 in the evening, from 5 to 7:30 or 8 o'clock even, 8 o'clock if I'm lucky. And so that's my sleep schedule for the day. And so then I must pass through these various stages of sleep a whole bunch of times.
Yes. That's going to bring you more psychic dreams too. Nap time, when a person takes a nap in the afternoon, even if it's only for 30 minutes, some of the most psychic dreams, and when I say psychic, I mean of the soul, I don't mean the connotation that the word psychic has come to mean, I mean psychological. The most powerful and potent dreams will come during nap time. So you're kind of getting that. You're getting these naps. You're not getting into deep layers of sleep where there's total dreamlessness. But that's gorgeous approach.
Little slice of death there.
I love that term.
Well, actually, I do too. And that's the sleep I would like to have. Dreamless sleep. There have been times, I think I said this to you before, when I've had dreams where I was so active that when I did wake up, I felt like I'd been working because I was dreaming of such a vivid dream that instead of waking up rested, I go, God, glad that's over. Now I'm awake.
And that's very common for people who have broken sleep patterns. You feel worse than when you were alive instead of being awake.
Yes.
There's so much is going on during your sleeping time. And it needs to. That's what recharges your batteries. And I don't mean your physical batteries, obviously sleep does that. But your brain needs to recycle, your mind, your consciousness needs to go through that REM sleep. Yeah, it does need those nice dreamless sleep phases also. And usually laughter and sleep talking,
Yes.
talking and sleep,
Yes.
usually those are just as we're emerging. The sleep state that's most akin to meditative state. The gurus of India, they meditate and they have visions. Well, they've measured their brainwaves, and they do this in other mystics of other traditions.
Yes.
And it's the same. It's the same.
And well, I wanted to mention the happy part of it to you, and this is not necessarily unhappy, but she also tells me that I moan and that sometimes I cry.
Right.
And that she has on a couple of occasions awakened me, from that condition. And obviously didn't mention at the time that she woke me up because I was bawling or whatever. Crying, that's fine.
How do you feel when she awakens you? Do you remember? Do you feel any of the emotion?
Well, my wife is usually up before I am, so I'm used to my wife awakening me. So.
It would be interesting to see what you're feeling, what residue is coming into your waking. Because you're not supposed to interrupt a dreamer. Of course, you do it in sleep labs all the time. Because we don't know what they're dreaming.
Well, I'm not certain that the laughter or the moaning or the crying or whatever emotion comes out is because a dream is going on. I don't know that to be true. I just know it's happening.
Right. You are having a dream and you're responding to it with your full range of emotions. That's very healthy. On the living mind, you can remember the dream and deal with it, but it's okay if you don't. You'll get the same message in another form. That's the beauty of dreams. You don't get a progressed mind, it'll come again and again, just like recurring nightmares and recurring dreams. That means we haven't gotten the message.
Gotcha. All right. Well, anyway, the heck with me. That's enough. I wanted to get that out because I guess I wanted to see if other people were experiencing it. I wanted to run it by the two of you. What I want to do next is allow the audience to get in here and say what they want to say. So that's what we'll do. As we grab some more dream music, irresistible.
A friend of mine adopted him right to the following about the 34 days. The man was 30. Still sounds absolutely faithful. I know he was remarkably calm given the circumstances. There is no protection here. Protection is often said in short video images, not my much. He can't get the hell out. I get the hell out, liquidate the property, and get a nice little condo in Wheeling. No demons or devils in this one, just old-fashioned spirits of Indian origin, and they are not happy. And there may be a more complicated way around it. These are my words, but otherwise, I agree with Daryl. Oh, here's a neat little capper from Dale in Vancouver who reminds me of something that I had almost forgotten, but not quite. Dale writes, "Hey Art, I recall a few months ago, one of your callers was going to conduct an experiment wherein he was going to send you some type of sign in your dreams. Could this be it?" And you know, Dale's right. I remember that call. It was short and sweet. The guy said, I'm going to conduct an experiment. You're going to find out in your dreams. I remember that. I do remember that. So he says, forgive me for being vague about details. Perhaps one of your other listeners can provide more detail. You know what? I can do better than that. I can go back in the archives of my programs. Maybe one of you will do it and send me the sound file of that particular call. We don't have the archives out right now. I have no idea. We can go in the network if we can figure out what it was and get a tape of it. So there you are. And then just one more item as we go back to the ladies. This from Doug in Phoenix. And the ladies are going to just love this. Ladies, have you been seeing the coverage of the tornadoes that have been hitting Georgia and ravaging the southeast in general?
Yeah.
Tornadoes don't generally occur in January and February. They don't happen. They happen in the spring, and they happen to a slightly lesser degree in fall. But they're happening now because there's too damn much hot air coming up from the south, too much hot air. And so we're having this tremendous amount of weather, I guess more on the way now. We're having thunderstorms here in Nevada in February, something we never had. We had a light show that would rival the best, and winds and thunder and lightning. And, oh man, he just came roaring across here. And Doug in Phoenix sent me the following facts. I'll read all of it to you. It says, "Hi Art, thanks for having the guy out from West Virginia. Now I'm going to have to try to sleep with all the lights on. Thanks so much." He goes on though, "Could you do me a favor and ask your guests about a dream of mine that's becoming more and more frequent? I'm dreaming of tornadoes. I see these things coming and I'm yelling at people to take cover. It always hits and I can feel the winds and see the debris flying around me. What does it mean? And why are the dreams becoming more frequent? Thanks so much." And I've still got the lights on. Doug in Phoenix.
Yeah, very well written. Tornadoes in dreams are symbols of mental torment. Something is tormenting him. Some situation or relationship, something is causing him considerable discomfort in life. And notice in the dream that he feels So no one is listening to him. He's trying to warn others of danger,
Yes.
and no one's listening. So he feels like someone in his life, part of this relationship or someone involved in the same situation, is not listening to him.
And that's what I would expect to hear in standard dream interpretation. But you know, one of the dreams that you've listed here as at least a possibility is a precognitive dream. Can you rule that out?
No, but the requirement for a precognitive dream, of course, is that it occurs. So we have to then have it occur similar, it has to be almost exactly like the dream that he's having. You would have to see the same images, not just any tornado anywhere. It would have to be very similar to his dream situation. And of course, the other criteria is that he will have written this dream down, which he did, and dated it and told someone else. And then it needs to occur. For instance, if he sees a tornado striking a certain town and the building needs to describe them, the benefits, and if it does hit that town, he sees that his coverage and matches up. Then we have a nice 100 days of a precognitive dream. Otherwise, it's not.
Well, I just hope it doesn't relate to these changing climatic conditions that we're seeing.
I read something this morning about the solar flares causing it. There's all these new sunspots just appeared this morning, January 17th.
I know.
And odd.
I know, and you can't rule out the fact that the sun has a grand effect on our weather, and the sun is doing backflips right now.
Yeah.
I know that's all true. We're at a solar maximum. No question about it. We're going into a strange time. I always thought the time between January and April or May, you know, May 5th, we get this alignment of the planets and all that. I thought it was going to be a very interesting time, and so far, it's not at all disappointing me. It's a very, very interesting time.
It's the time of transition for the planet, what exactly is happening.
Exactly. All right.
Influencers are influencing our website. And I need to mention that because we are getting a ton of emails right now from your listeners. And our website is having some glitches, but they are being worked on as we speak this very moment.
Well, if you give out your website address, it's linked, of course, from our website. That's why you're getting the traffic. But if you give it out, good luck. Go right ahead. Be my guest.
It is thedreamzone.com, and we are not getting a lot of information that you people are sending into the Make Your Dream page and the gift zone page. We are not getting that information, so please look at the site and keep checking back. We're very proud of it. We're just having a few minor
Glitches.
yes.
Not Y2K related, though.
No, probably some spot related. Very good related, you know, it's one of those sex flares.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We're having X players. I'll take a look here in a minute. All right. I promised the audience some time with you, so here we go. First time caller line. You are on the air with Dr. Katya and Lori. Hi.
Hi, this is Steve.
Hi, Denise. You're going to have to be good and loud. Talk right into that phone.
Great. I had tons of questions for the man that had cut down the timber.
Well, he's not here right now.
Well, you know, I am listening through the internet, so I'm having to hang up every time I need to call.
Oh.
I may have missed something. I was just wondering if he has talked to the
I asked him that very question, and he said the entities were communicating in a language that he could not understand. He thought it might be Native American or foreign in some manner. He couldn't make out. And he said he would hear voices as if they were in the other room, and when you go to that room, then it's as in like the room you came from. Okay.
Right. Because I've been doing some very pertinent information when I was having a similar, not exactly the same, but when I was having an entity that was visiting me, I was given the information that if you directly and ask them who they are and what they want, they either have to answer this or leave.
You know what? In normal circumstances, I would say you're probably right, but if you have cut